Hello everybody and welcome to this little reading vlog. I thought it would be nice to film a reading vlog because I haven't in a while, and I want to update you on some books that I'm reading and some different things that I've been doing. So first I want to tell you about the books that I'm currently reading. So if you saw my March TBR, I have some quite ambitious goals, some ambitious reading goals this month, and I'm reading I want to read relatively long books this month, and I especially want to finish the Neapolitan Quartet by Elena Ferrante this month. So I am a little more than halfway through the third book now. This is Those Who Leave and Those Who Stay, and I have been talking nonstop about the Neapolitan Quartet because I am just adoring it with every fiber of my being. The characters, the writing, the setting, the scenery, just everything about it. I am so invested in this story and I can't wait to keep reading. The tone is really changing in the story now, which is brilliant because it's really reflecting the changes that are happening in the characters' lives. I'm kind of sad that I'm already more than halfway through the third book and then I only have one book after this, but I'm just enjoying every second of my first read through the series because I know it's such a special reading experience when you are going through a first read of a favorite book in a favorite series. So I'm trying to savor every minute. The other book that I'm currently reading is Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto. This is my first Banana Yoshimoto book, and I have heard nothing but amazing things about Kitchen, so I had high hopes going into it, and I really, really enjoyed it. So in this collection from Faber and Faber, there are two novellas in here. The first one is titled Kitchen, and the second one is titled Moonlight Shadow. And I already finished Kitchen, and I'm about, I think, 10 or 20 pages into Moonlight Shadow, and Kitchen was stunning. The writing was so exquisite that I couldn't help but I had to annotate. I love when that happens, when you're reading a book and you just feel the impulse, like, I need to underline, I need to circle these words, I need to write in the margins, and that's just so wonderful. I do feel that way about the My Brilliant Friends series, but I think I'm reading it so quickly that I just feel like I don't even have time to annotate. I just dog-ear the pages and I just have to keep going. But with this one, because it's a bit shorter, they're novellas, the writing is so exquisite, and I don't know, I just felt the need to annotate it, which is wonderful. These stories touch on aspects of love and family and friendship and grief. Grief is a very big part of these stories and a very important topic in these stories, and as someone who has experienced grief in their life, I felt like those moments were so relatable and honest and beautifully executed. I also absolutely adore the cover design of this book from Faber, and there's a scene in the book that really reflects the cover design, and I just love when covers feel really thoughtful, and I just love this edition so much. I really feel like the cover illustrates how beautiful the writing in the story is, and I really love the conversations on kitchens. The main character of Kitchen speaks about kitchens in a way that's really unique and interesting, and I'm just really, really loving this. So I'm hoping to finish this. I'm on page 125, and there are 150 pages in this book, so I only have about 25 pages left. So I'm hoping to finish this in the next couple days, and then I can give you a more thorough review, but I'm really, really enjoying it and highly recommend it if it sounds like something that would interest you. And then the other book that I am making slow but steady progress with is The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann. This one is translated by H.T. Loporter with an introduction by Adam Folds. And I'm continuing to really enjoy this and appreciate it, though it's not hitting me to my core like these other books have been doing. I find so many things about it so fascinating and interesting, but there's something about it that it's just not hooking me in a way. And I think I'm a very emotional reader, and I like feeling connected somehow, deeply connected to this story, whether it's through the characters or through the setting or through the writer's life and where they came from when they were writing about this and what was going on in the world. And I think that's what's really interesting about this book to me, is the historical context of how Thomas Mann went about writing this story and what was going on at the time that he was writing it, and his own experiences and how they related to what he was writing about, because this book is a reflection on his experiences as well. And so I'm really enjoying the historical context of it, but I feel like the writing itself, the story itself, for some reason isn't gripping me as much as I was hoping for it to, and it was really gripping me more in the beginning. But we shall see as I keep reading it. But yeah, I really want to finish this one this month, because the timeline really is for us to finish it at the end of March, because we are starting East of Eden in April for the Game of Tomes book club. And East of Eden, oh my god, I can't wait to read it. I'm so excited, and I really just want to have a fresh slate for East of Eden. So these are the 3 physical books that I'm currently reading, and then the other book that I'm currently listening to is Evenings and Weekends, and I mentioned this book in my March TBR, and a few of you corrected my pronunciation of the author's name, so I apologize. He is an Irish author, and I believe you pronounce his name Usheen, and that's Usheen McKenna. And I am about 64% of the way through Evenings and Weekends. It's a very character-focused exploration on sexuality, romance, family, friendship, growing up, coming of age, motherhood, parenthood in general. It's nothing that's really standing out to me too much, and I don't entirely know why. So that's what I'm currently reading. I think now Leon and I are going to go for a little walk. We've been meaning to go to Oxfam, which is a charity bookshop in England, and we wanted to check out the books that they had, because we haven't stopped in a while. We just want to have a little browse. I don't intend to buy anything, but if they have anything super special, then I'll let you guys know. Hello! It is now Sunday, March 23rd, and I have done a very terrible job updating this reading vlog, so I apologize. I hope you've been enjoying following me throughout the week. As you guys have seen, I have been working mainly on my writing during the day, and in the evenings I have been reading and I have been finishing some books. I have a lot of bookish updates to share with you because I didn't update throughout the vlog. But during the week I've been working a lot on writing my novel, and I want to do a whole separate reading vlog or just discussion about where I am in the process of writing my novel and how it's been going and how I've been feeling about it, because it has been a very, very interesting journey, and I have had to deal with a lot of different emotions throughout the whole process, and I really feel like I would just like to share maybe some advice, maybe just my own perspective if you are interested in hearing about that, if you're also a writer, and I want to update you guys on how it's going. Thankfully, I can say that it's going really, really well. I've been working on this story for years. It has gone through a lot of different changes. Everything that has happened, I've learned from, and I think has made my current story the strongest it has been, and it can only get stronger the more I work on it. So I'm feeling really, really confident in it. I'm feeling a confidence and security almost in a way that I haven't felt before. My different interpretations of the story, basically, I've been trying to tell the same story in a lot of different ways, and I think I finally hit on the way it's meant to be told, and I'm really happy about it. So anyway, I will save that for a whole other video. I will talk to you guys about the books that I have been reading and finishing. The first one is Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto, and I really enjoyed this one. So beautifully written and just really, really heartfelt. And I wrote a review about it, so I thought I would share my review with you because I've been doing that lately, and I've been really enjoying sharing my reviews with you because, as you guys know, as I was just saying, I am a writer, and I put a lot of thought and energy into my book reviews. That was one of my reading goals for 2025, is to write thoughtful book reviews that I get to share with people and to honor the books that I read. So I hope that you enjoy listening to my review of Kitchen. These stories, Kitchen and Moonlight Shadow, are stunning meditations on friendship, family, love, and grief. This was my first Banana Yoshimoto novel, and I was completely swept off my feet by her gorgeous writing. I wasn't planning on annotating while I read, but I couldn't help but underline, circle, and star almost every page. As someone who has experienced grief, I found great comfort and truth in these stories. Losing someone you love is one of the most difficult and painful things a person can go through. It is a fact of life. Another fact of life is that we don't always have to go through that pain alone. Comfort can be found in the people who have not left us, or the happy memories we will never forget, or in the books we read. Something that will never tarnish is the truth that books heal us. And that's the main thing that I really took away from this book, is all the different ways that we can heal and that we can deal with our grief. And that's something that I think is so important to highlight in literature and in life. And I found that, communicating with the Banana Yoshimoto in the way of me reading her words, it feels like a communication, it feels like a connection between two people. And like I said, writing and books can help us heal. They not only help us heal in terms of when we're grieving, but also just in different aspects of our lives. And that is what I love about books, and that's what I loved about this book in particular. The next book I finished was an audiobook, and that is Evenings and Weekends by Ushin McKenna. And this one I unfortunately didn't enjoy very much. It just wasn't for me, and I don't entirely know how to express why. I really did enjoy the narrator though, so that's good. I wasn't very connected to the story, so that's all that I can really say about it. I have a hard time explaining when I don't love a book, partially because I feel bad criticizing someone's work. The writing was nice, but the story itself and what the characters were going through, I just couldn't really connect to or understand in a way. Like, I kind of was questioning their choices. Not that that's a bad thing. I think it's good to question characters' choices. They feel very authentic. The characters felt very real. but I don't know, I just wasn't really jiving with what was going on. As you can tell, I have a hard time talking about books that I didn't entirely enjoy. Moving right along, then I finished a 5-star read. Can you guess what it is? It is Those Who Leave and Those Who Stay by Elena Ferrante. This is the 3rd book in the Neapolitan Quartet, and I adored it like the other 2 books in the series, and I have already started the next book. I am about 100 pages in, and oh my goodness gracious, I don't even know what to say about this one. Obviously, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but I really enjoyed the tone of this one because it really felt different from the others, and because we're following the same group of people as they grow up and grow throughout their lives and change and deal with different things that happen to them, the tone really reflected a lot of the events that were going on. This book was getting quite a bit more political as well, and it is set during the 1960s and 70s in Italy, so it's talking about a lot of things that were going on at the time, and I found that really interesting as well, and how those different things affect the characters. These stories are very difficult to read at times because of how brutal they are, but I think there's so much authenticity in that brutality, and it really gives you a sense of the community and the characters and the relationships, and there's just a lot of drama. And it's just so thrilling to like see all these different things happening, and you're just so invested in the characters' lives, and all of these things are happening. Everyone is kind of intertwined in each other's lives, and it's really thrilling to watch and read, and so much of my heart and soul is in this book, and there's a lot more traveling in this book as well. These stories are set in Naples, but in this one we traveled a bit more outside of Naples, which was interesting. And yes, I don't want to say too much. I loved it, and I can't recommend this series enough. It's beautiful, beautifully written. Oh my gosh, the writing. And also there are aspects of one of the characters being a writer, which I really, really enjoyed, and watching that character go through the writing and publishing process was extremely interesting for me. So I really, 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 really loved it, which isn't a surprise at all. And like I said, I am 100 pages into the last book in the series, and I don't know how to feel because I'm so excited to read this and to finish the series and to have read the whole thing. I've been reading them so voraciously, as you guys have seen in this past month. This book series means so much to me, and I'm happy and sad to read this one. So I will let you guys know what I think of it. So far, I can't say too much. This series is written by Elena Ferrante, which is actually a pseudonym, but the main narrator of this book is also called Elena, and she is making some decisions that I don't know, but we will see what happens. I am still making progress with The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann. I have a little bit left, and again, my feelings are still the same. I'm enjoying it. I see its merit. I see why it's a classic. I think it's brilliant in so many different ways, but I'm just not connecting to it, and it's really bothering me. But I'm excited to think a little bit more about it, see how it ends. There are so many scenes in here that were a bit more gripping, but then it's ebbing and flowing for me. So we will see how it ends. I'm very intrigued to see how it ends. And then I can't express to you how excited I am to read East of Eden next month, which it's basically almost April. I can't believe that, and I'm so excited. Then I bought a new book, and I'm so excited. So one of my very dear friends, Evelyn, works at an independent bookshop here in Bristol, and she got these books in. And the second that I found out that she not only got them into her shop, but she had signed editions. It's Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro in hardback. It's the 20th anniversary edition, beautifully designed by Faber. This edition of the book is my absolute favorite. I have the paperback at home. I bought it a couple years ago when I read and fell in love with Never Let Me Go. I have all of his books in the Faber editions. They are my absolute favorites. And now I have this stunning hardback. It has a window cutout. Look at that. And it has a new introduction from Kazuo Ishiguro. And can you see it? It's signed. It's signed. Oh my goodness. If you don't know, Never Let Me Go is my favorite book. One of my all-time favorite books. I always tell people, read it without knowing a single thing. Go into it completely blind, so I'm not going to tell you anything about it. All I will tell you is that it is gorgeous, beautifully written. The ending will rip your heart out in the best way possible. It's a story that made me cry more than I think any book ever has in my whole life, and I love that kind of cathartic crying where a book just makes you feel so deeply. Anyway, I can't wait to read the new introduction. This hardback is absolutely beautiful, and I am just so happy. I'm so happy to have it, and this is just like a prized possession for me now, and I can't believe it's been 20 years since it was first published. That is incredibly exciting. So happy 20th birthday to Never Let Me Go, my favorite book, and if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it, and I can't wait to read the introduction. So I think that's all that I have to say. That's all of the books that I have been reading and am still currently reading. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I know I didn't update throughout it, but I hope that it was still enjoyable to watch, and I would love to know what books you have been reading and what books you're currently reading, so feel free to share that with me in the comments if you've read any of these books, what you think of them. I would love to know. So I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you very soon in another video, and as always, happy reading.